Welcome all of you. In this video, we are start the new chapter of our physics syllabus, chapter number 7, and that is the wave optics. This wave, it is nothing but the disturbance of medium. What is wave? Wave is the disturbance of medium. Disturbance of medium. And optics it is the branch of physics which deals with the study of or properties or phenomenon of visible and invisible light. In this branch we have to study the study of light, and this optics also categorized in two parts. That is, one is the ray optics. This optics is one is divided by the ray optics, and second is the wave optics. Actually, optics it is a branch of physics which deals with the study of light in shortly. Now wave it is the disturbance of medium. Now ray optics, it is, you know that the light which is travels along the straight line, and this path of straight line of the light is called as the ray. It is the path of light, straight light, that is called as the ray optics, or it is also called as the geometrical optics. This concept we have to already study in last year, that is in 11th standard. In this ray optics we have to study the laws of reflection, refraction, total internal reflection. All these concepts we have to cover in this ray optics. Now second one is the wave optics. You know that the light propagate in the form of wave. This is light give us the wave nature. And this wave nature we explain in this wave optics in this chapter in detail. Okay. Now I have to study the introduction of the chapter. We know that the light travels in a straight line. Light travels in a straight line. Lights travel in a straight line. In homogeneous, in uniform and homogeneous medium. When the nature of medium is uniform and homogeneous, then light travels in a straight line in that medium. What is meant by uniform and homogeneous? The medium in which all the properties are constant at all points in that medium. It means that all physical properties, just like its density, temperature, mass, refractive index, all these physical factors are the constant or same. Such a medium is called as a homogeneous medium. And when the medium is homogeneous, then the nature of the path of light is the straight. Path of the light is a straight. And the path of light is called as the ray of light. Path of light is called ray of light. Is called as a ray of light. This is the basic concept about the light we have already discussed in last year. The light is propagate or travels in a straight line, and such a path is called as a ray of light. But condition is important, and this condition is the nature of the medium is uniform and homogeneous. Again I repeat it. It means that the temperature of the medium, density of the medium, refractive index of the medium, All these parameters are the constant at all points in the given medium, and such a medium is called as a uniform and homogeneous medium. Now when the light is propagate from one medium to another medium, then there is a refraction, and when the light is incident on the boundary of the two media or interface, then it is moved again back in the same medium, and this phenomenon is called as a reflection. Consider this is the interface xy, or this is the imaginary line. Interface is nothing but the imaginary line which separates the two media. This is the medium 1 and this is the medium 2. When the line which is perpendicular to interface, that is called as a normal. That is called as a normal. When the light which is incident at this point O, and this point is O is called as the point of incidence. हे जे सगळे जे कन्सेप्ट्स आहेत हे सगळे कन्सेप्ट आपल्या 11वीला झाले आहेत. Now this is the incident ray. This is the incident ray. When this ray of light which is the strike at point O at the interface, then which is reflect, which is moves in a same medium, moves travel in the same medium, and this is called as the reflection. यालाच आपण काय म्हणतो, that is called as a reflection. It is called as a reflection. And this light which is the travel from one medium to another medium, and this phenomenon is called as the reflection. Actually this is the original path of the light, and when the light which is travels from one medium to another medium, its direction get changed. त्याची डायरेक्शन काय होईल, ही चेंज होईल. आता ती कशी चेंज होईल, त्याचा अँगल कसा चेंज होईल, इट इज डिपेंड ऑन द नेचर ऑफ सेकंड मीडियम. व्हेन द सेकंड मीडियम इज मोर डेन्स as compared to first, then this refracted ray will bend toward the normal. When the second medium is more rare than the first, this refracted ray which is the bends away from the normal. This all these concept we have to already study in the last year. We have to only remember this. Okay, these are the, now this is the normal, this is the incident ray. What is this? This is the incident ray. This is the refracted ray. This is the interface, this is the normal, and this is the reflected ray. Now this angle is called as the angle of incidence. This angle is called as the angle of refraction, and this is also angle of reflection. दोन्ही आपण r ने दाखवतो, तर थोड्या वेळेस आपण याला r डॅश म्हणूयात, r डॅश. ओके. Now incident ray. What is the angle of incidence? It is the angle between the incident ray and normal. Angle between incident ray and normal, it is called as the angle of incidence. Angle of refraction. The angle between the normal and reflected ray, it is called as the angle of reflection. Angle of refraction, the angle between the normal and a refracted ray, that is called as the angle of refraction. This angle, that is called as the glancing angle, represented by theta g, glancing angle. The angle between the interface and incident ray, that is called as the glancing angle or angle of glancing. This is the delta. Angle of deviation. The angle between the refracted ray and the original path, that is called as the angle of deviation. ह्या सगळ्या कन्सेप्ट आपल्या 11वीला झालेत. अँगल ऑफ इन्सिडन्स, अँगल ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन, अँगल ऑफ रिफ्रॅक्शन, अँगल ऑफ ग्लान्सिंग, अँगल ऑफ एमर्जन्स, अँगल ऑफ डेव्हिएशन्स. ठीक आहे, फक्त आपण त्या काय केल्यात, रिवाइज केल्यात. नाउ दिस इज द लॉ ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन अँड रिफ्रॅक्शन. In law of reflection, that is the incident ray, reflected ray and the normal to the boundary surface at the point of incidence are in the same plane. म्हणजे ह्या तिन्ही जे रेज आहेत, 3 rays which is incident ray, reflected ray and normal. Again we observe this figure. Suppose this is the interface. जिथं दोन मीडियम सेपरेट होतात त्याला आपण इंटरफेस म्हणतो. पहा हा एक इंटरफेस आहे XY आणि त्याला जी परपेंडिक्युलर एक लाईन असेल त्याला आपण नॉर्मल म्हणतो. ही द नॉर्मल विच इज रिप्रेझेंटेड बाय कॅपिटल N. इंटरफेस XY, नॉर्मल N. The line which is perpendicular to the interface is called as a normal. Now incident ray, this is the incident ray, and the light which is strike on the boundary and moves in same medium, that is the called as the reflection, and such a ray is called as a reflected ray. त्याला आपण reflected ray म्हणतो. पहा म्हणजे according to law of reflection, incident ray, suppose here the I is the incident ray, reflected ray, R is the reflected ray, and the normal to the boundary surface at the point of incidence. This is the point of incidence. All these three, incident ray, normal and reflected ray, are in the same plane. ते काय फक्त एकाच प्लेन मध्ये, एका व्हर्टिकल प्लेन मध्ये. पहा इन्सिडेंट रे असा येईल आणि पुन्हा त्याचं रिफ्लेक्शन होऊन रिफ्लेक्टेड रे असा जाईल आणि त्यांच्या सेंटरमध्ये काय असणार आहे, नॉर्मल असेल. म्हणजे हे तिन्ही रेज काय असतात, एकाच प्लेन मध्ये असतात. When this surface or interface is the plane, then the second law of reflection is that the angle of incidence must be equal to the angle of reflection. This angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. हा जर 30 डिग्रीज असेल तर हा पण 30 डिग्रीज असेल. when the surface is the plane. This is the law of reflection. But in second case or in refraction, what is the condition? First point is same. पहिला पॉइंट हा सेम असेल. the incident ray, refracted ray, आता इथे रिफ्रॅक्शन होणार आहे. म्हणजे हा रिफ्रॅक्शन हा आपला ओरिजिनल पाथ असणार आहे. मग जर हे जर डेन्सर मीडियम असेल, याच्यापेक्षा हा जास्त डेन्स असेल तर हा रे काय होतो, हा नॉर्मल कडे बेंड होतो. पहा इकडे तो जास्त बेंड होईल, अशा पद्धतीने हा बेंड होईल. हा आणि हा याच्यापेक्षा जर रेअर असेल तर हा त्याच्या ओरिजिनल पाथ पासून हा इकडे असा बेंड होईल टुवर्ड द इंटरफेस. म्हणजे याचं जर सेकंड मीडियमचं नेचर कसं आहे त्याच्यावरून हा आपल्याला काय मिळणार आहे, हा रे मिळणार आहे, हा कुठं बेंड होणार आहे. ठीक आहे. द इन्सिडेंट रे, I is the incident ray, refracted ray. Suppose this is the R. Suppose we can write here R dash. R dash is the refracted ray and the normal to the boundary between the two media at the point of incidence are in the same plane. पुन्हा हे त्याच्या सेम प्लेन मध्ये, दोन्हीचाही पहिला पॉइंट काय सेम. फक्त फरक काय आहे, इथं रिफ्लेक्टेड रे आणि इकडे आपण कोणता घेतलाय, रिफ्रॅक्टेड रे घेतलाय. हा रिफ्लेक्टेड रे आणि हा रिफ्रॅक्टेड रे, हे तिन्ही रे, इन्सिडेंट रे, नॉर्मल आणि रिफ्रॅक्टेड रे, ऑल these three are in the same plane. हा सेम प्लेन कसा आहे, समजा हा इन्सिडेंट रे, हा सेंटरचा नॉर्मल आहे आणि हा इकडचा आपला रिफ्रॅक्टेड रे. हा जर आपण असं घेतला तर हा रिफ्लेक्टेड रे, म्हणजे तिन्ही एकाच प्लेन मध्ये आले आणि हा पण एकाच प्लेन मध्ये. हा तो असा जाणार आहे, हा सरळ येणार, हा असा ह्या प्लेन मध्ये येणार नाही. त्याचं मोशन किंवा त्याची जी डायरेक्शन ही अशी नसणार आहे, टुवर्ड दी ऑब्झर्वर. ओके. म्हणजे हा जर असं येत असेल तर त्यांनी त्याचा प्लेन चेंज केला. ह्या रेने काय केलाय, पहिल्या विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द फर्स्ट प्लेन और फर्स्ट रेज हा त्याचा प्लेन काय होणार आहे, चेंज होणार आहे. कारण तो ह्या असा आहे, तो काय असा होत नाही, बेंड होत नाही, असं तो त्याची डायरेक्शन नसेल. म्हणजे हे तिन्ही पण काय आहेत, एकाच प्लेन मध्ये. पहा इन्सिडेंट रे, नॉर्मल आणि रिफ्रॅक्टेड रे आणि ऑल्सो रिफ्लेक्टेड रे. ओके. नाउ सेकंड कंडिशन इज नथिंग बट द स्नेल्स लॉ. द रिलेशन बिटवीन अँगल ऑफ इन्सिडेंट अँड अँगल ऑफ रिफ्रॅक्शन. हिअर आता इथं सुद्धा आपण अँगल ऑफ रिफ्रॅक्शनच घेऊ, अँगल ऑफ रिफ्रॅक्शन. पण हिअर द रिफ्रॅक्टिव्ह इंडेक्स N, refractive index of second medium with respect to first is equal to the sin I upon a sin R. Sin R. Here R is the angle of refraction and here R is the angle of reflection. Angle of reflection. Or we can write here that is N2 upon N1. म्हणजे हे आपण कसं लिहू शकतो या पद्धतीने. हा लॉ पण आपल्याला झालेला आहे पहा. हे फक्त हे इंट्रोडक्शन आपण पाहतोय आणि त्याची फक्त रिव्हिजन घेतोय. लक्षात घ्या. दॅट इज द साइन I upon sin R. Sin R. और क्रॉस मल्टिप्लिकेशन केल्यावर we get the n1 into sin I is equal to n2 into sin R. Sin R. And that is nothing but the Snell's law. Modified form of the Snell's law. What is n1? N1 it is the refractive index of the first medium. N2 it is the refractive index of the second medium. I it is the angle of incidence and R is the angle of refraction. R is the angle of refraction. This is the law of reflection and refraction. Okay.